Sup, students? Welcome to the With You podcast, where we seek to grow deeper in our relationship with God together. Even though we're not with you, we're with you. I'm your host, Tony. Today, we're joined by special guest, Brian Toe, which Brian, if you probably recognize him, is a fellow volunteer in HSM and also just a good friend of mine. And so, Brian, it's great to have you on the With You podcast.
Hey, Tony, it's great to be here.
So a little fun fact about both me and Brian is that we both really love shoes. And so, Brian, I think everybody wants to know, what shoes are you rocking today?
Yeah, Tony. Today I am rocking the New Balance 574s. They are super comfy, and don't sleep on New Balance, everybody.
You don't have to convince me that New Balance is not just for dads, because I really like New Balance as well. But today I'm rocking the Adidas 2019 Ultra Boost. They're what I run in, and they're very, very comfy. But, Brian, we're not here to talk about shoes. We're here to continue talking about Matthew 4, 1 through 11, which is where Jesus goes into the wilderness to be tempted by Satan. Specifically this week, we talked about the main point that we wanted to allude on or talk about. We are his because he is faithful. So, Brian, when you read that passage and maybe even hear that main point, what stands out to you?
Yeah, Tony. Oh, man. That main point of we are his because he is faithful is incredible. That is something I'm always blown away by. And if I'm being fully honest and vulnerable, I don't fully understand why God chooses to be so faithful to his people. I'm reminded of a time in college a couple years back, and I was seriously grappling with my faith and doubts and just feeling a really deep sadness. And my faith in God was shook. I was questioning the path that my life was going on, and because I was going through a hard time, and because I was just feeling all these different emotions at the time, I was really asking God, are you there, and do you care about me? And as I look on this passage, as I read this passage, I am reminded and encouraged that God really does care about me, especially in the times I don't feel it. I see Jesus putting himself through temptation and hardship and loneliness, and yet he remains faithful to what God laid before him. And that is the God that we belong to. We are his because he chooses to be faithful. He holds us, he's forgiven us, and he is faithful to us even when we are not faithful to him. And that is something that I can rest in and that I can hope in. Thank God that my identity is not found in what I've done or what I'm feeling at the moment, but rather what Jesus has done for us.
Wow. As you say all those things, Brian, I'm just thinking that so many of us have experienced those seasons of doubt, or maybe will experience a season of doubt, or not really knowing if God is there, but being reminded that, yes, God is faithful, even when we're not faithful. What a great reminder for each of us. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for joining. And also just thanks for being an awesome member of our church and volunteer in HSM and a good friend. I'm so grateful to have you here. Students, let's remember to be real before God and with one another as long as it's called today. It's been great to be with you, and we'll see you again next week.